Yeah, okay. It's okay now, Mr. Hassan. There's already an audio. Okay, you may now start, Mr. Hassan.
Okay, can I start?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Hassan Shuaibu Chiroma from Kaita College of Education, Katsina State, Nigeria. My paper is talking about what a green and safe energy and implication for hospitality, tourism, and family usage. Introduction. Currently, the global communities are faced with climate crisis exacerbated by carbon emissions. Meanwhile, global agenda is initiated to curb the menace through collaborative efforts, research and development, and to find ways of a safe environment. So currently, there are high carbon emissions from usually engines, from transport, from industries, from domestic use in households and other areas. So meanwhile, there is a political and natural crisis that is aggravating the problems, like wars that are carried out in Syria, in Russia, between Russia and Ukraine, and the global pandemic. So all these are increasing the problems. The sectors affected. Most of the sectors that are affected are transport and tourism. Transport and tourism are being affected directly and indirectly through the engines that are emitting the carbon gas. So under transport, there is railway aspect or railway area where the engines are polluting the environment. Another area is road transport. We have motorcycles, we have other vehicles along the cities in the global world. So all these are increasing the carbon emission. Another area is hospitality, from hotels, restaurants, fast foods, and other catering areas. And as well, one of the major breakthroughs is discovery and manufacture of green hydrogen through the electrolysis as a source of energy. So this is a great achievement, whereby the green hydrogen that has started being used is producing zero carbon. And another breakthrough is that before now, there was no way of storing the green hydrogen. So now it is being compressed and converted into powder so it can be stored easily and then transported to various parts of the globe. This is another achievement. Second one is discovery and manufacture of green ammonia for energy provision. Green ammonia is being manufactured now from the ordinary ammonia, NH3, whereby if it is used as energy provider, it will not produce any carbon emission. Another one is transformation of electric battery for electric vehicles. So electric batteries are being now manufactured for use in vehicles and other engines without producing any carbon to the environment. Then the next step is the transition to clean energy. After those initiatives that are being made, so there is need to transform the global world from using the fossil fuels that is polluting the environment towards new form of energy that is carbon free, which will help sustain the environment. So initiatives are now being moved from fossil fuels usage to clean energy from the previous breakthroughs that are made recently. And again, collaborative innovations and inventions between stakeholders in energy issues. So all these are helping to help move the global world from fossil fuels and other local firewoods that are being used into a clean energy, which is going to be achieved by 2030 to 2050 as set by international bodies. However, there are some certain challenges that are being faced along the way. One of the challenges that are identified from the research is politics that are being played on the transition by strong multinational companies and politicians manipulating the issue for their economic gains, like oil companies like Shell, like Chevron, and so on. Since they have invested a lot of money in extracting fossil fuels, so they wouldn't want a situation whereby their money is gone as waste. So they are trying to block this transition. Another issue is cost implementation from the private companies and government agencies. In some areas, there has to be some cost issues which the governments and companies will not be able to tolerate for now. So there is need for more investment so that it will help curb the problem. Another area is risk identified from the dependence on China, which is the largest producer of the solar companies. This is another political issue.